Hi, Nicole Casanova here. We're talking about mastering the art of leverage. This is number 4. This is all around messaging. So now that we know how to master our mindsets, we're focused on monetization, we know the strategic partners that we're wanting to go after, how are we actually communicating to them in a way that hooks them, gets them excited and wanting to partner with us? The first thing we have to do is really have to understand who they are. So have you gone through and looked at the personas? What are the different people that you're actually working with? I guarantee there's more than just one target that's going to know and love you. So if you were to write them down, you probably have maybe 2 or 3 major personas that you can kind of block out, and you can look to see exactly what their WIFM is. And the WIFM, W-I-F-M, is the what's in it for me. So what you want to do is be more familiar with what their pain is than they are. Like, you want to be able to explain it so well that they say, oh my God, like, she's in my head. She totally knows exactly what we've got going on. And then you can paint the dream and you can solve it for them. So to do that, we step back and we look at what I call the founder's why. So as we all know, thank you, Simon Sinek, that our why is what people buy. You know, people are not just buying Apple and Mac and iPods and iPhones just because, well, okay, maybe because they're cool and stuff, but they're buying them for the why. They're buying them because Apple celebrates the creatives. They inspire us to think different, right? And so we're all bought into that. We want to focus on your why, and that should be conveyed in everything. You know, people buy into that. And since word of mouth marketing pretty much exceeds everything else, you want people to become your champion. And so if they really understand and know the reasons for why you've even created this and how it inspires you, the impact that you want to create, that's going to make a big difference, and they're going to want to, lead you to the next people. So that's the first part, is the founder's why. We get to look at the personas and understand the different types of target market. And let's say we just chose one of them to really dive deep into. Then we would map out exactly what's driving them, and understanding, why is this important? What is this need that it fills for them? What would they be if they didn't have it? Like, if this went away tomorrow, how would that affect them? So we get really clear and we look to see, there's patterns that show up in the language, and then we understand exactly what their nightmare is. And then we look to see what the dream is. So we'll start to get phrases and words that are going to hook people and get them excited about interacting with you. So that's the nightmare and the dream. The next part is really looking at story arc. So we sell our why, and we understand nightmare and dream and all these pieces, but we understand, having looked at who those personas are, we can get an idea of who our character is, and that character has some kind of conflict, right? And we solve it for them. So we look at that arc, and we look at the resolution for how do we actually provide what it is that they need most. Having understood that there's a character that's gone out into the world and is now, trying to figure out how to resolve their problem. Well, guess what? We do that for you. And then let's see what else. Oh, having the right value proposition. So, everybody talks about having an elevator pitch and, your one sentence. To have a consistent message that will sustain itself over time is critical. So you look at Nike, and Just Do It has been around for, well over 20 years, right? It's an umbrella message. It's a positioning line that remains consistent because so many things can fall underneath it. What is that for you? Is there something that is an overarching message that will apply to, what you're doing today and what you're doing 5-10 years from now? And that consistent message, is it being made clear in every touch point that you have? So we want one consistent message from the top down. All of your marketing materials, anything that's client-facing, everything should reflect that core message. And ideally, that core message speaks to your why how it is that you actually provide the dream for your perfect target. And let's see. I think those are all the things I want to talk to you about in terms of messaging. So I hope you enjoyed number 4 of the Art of Leverage process, and we'll talk about the next one. Bye.